Hello my dear students, in this lecture we'll see all the videos that we were supposed to see right from the placing of a footing mesh, right? So now you can see how these people are placing the footing mesh. You have done the PCC and the column marking was also done. We know up to you how to do the column marking. Now what you also know to do the bar bending schedule, right? So these people, according to the cutting length whatever you are given, they have done the cutting length. Based on that they were arranging the bars here. Can you see it? And the spacing whatever is mentioned, let us say you have to provide 150 center to center, 150 center, 150, okay, and whatever is a cutting length. For example, let us consider the cutting length from here to here. We had to keep, let us say, some 2.5 meter. And how much will be this height? This height usually you have to keep 6 inches, that is 150 mm on both the side. Now you know how to find the cutting length. You're doing it for one bar. Similarly you have to try to count how many such numbers of bars are there, like 1 2 3 4 5 6, and I've shown you how to do the bar bending schedule of particular footing mesh. Okay, with this we can order the steel. Once we get how much steel is required, based on that we can order the steel. And practically on the side you can see how these people are placing it, and also you can see the cover blocks. They are not exactly kept it properly, but in the next video I'll show you exactly how the cover blocks are kept. So this is called as binding wire, binding, binding wire. So with that you are going to tie the rebars. Yeah, now you can see all the mesh is completely prepared here. Now they are placing the cover block. So this cover block, it is available in the market. Okay, and here in this particular footing we are keeping a 50 mm cover block. So you can see 50 mm cover block, we are keeping it in this way. So he's keeping two block. Actually one block is enough. Okay, this guy is keeping two block at a time. One is enough, but since this is a big mesh, we advised him to keep two cover blocks, so that it will give a bit rigidity to this. Okay, otherwise one block is enough if it is a small footing. Okay, so this is how he's keeping. One is enough, but they're keeping it two. No issues with that. So you can see everywhere we have kept the cover block, and all the footing meshes are ready. Yeah, now we'll see about the column reinforcement, how the column reinforcement are marked and how it is prepared. Okay, column mesh, that is column reinforcement or column cage. So this guy is marking there, that is the column lateral ties, whatever spacing. I'll be explaining you how to read the column reinforcement also. So just for our time being, try to understand how it is done, then we'll try to understand the structural drawing for the column. Okay, so this he is marking the spacing. Let us say the spacing should be 150 center to center spacing in the column. Okay, and these are the four rebars what he has taken. Okay, so this is how they have kept it. Okay, they have taken two bars now, and this is a lateral ties, what we call. If you're putting in beams we call it as stirrup. Since it's a column, no, we call it as lateral ties. Now we'll try to pass through this in this way, one, and on the other side you're going to pass. So two he has done, so he's passing another two rebars, so that will put in the bottom. I mean you have to just lift it so it will come to the top. Yeah, so he's doing that marking over there. Okay, like where you have to place the next rebar. So this he is passing through this, because this is a second lateral ties. Okay, the first one what he has put, no, it will be touching all the rebars, which is called as a master ring. So this will be touching only the inner rebars. Okay, it won't be touching this rebar, it won't be touching this rebar, only here. Okay, so you can see now here it will be touching, so that is why it has passed only to this two rebars. Okay, I hope this much things are clear for you. Now with the binding wire you have to bind it. So this is a common procedure you adopt anywhere, whether you work in a small company, big company, whatever you do. This is how we do for the column reinforcement. There is no other way to do that. The other way is that we have to bring it to the site and do it. I'll show you that as well. Okay, you can see now in this way they are preparing the column reinforcement, if you can remember. Okay, he's trying to pass in this way. I'll go a bit forward. I know up to here your concepts are clear, and you can see this marking initially what he had done. No, this marking was done to keep the lateral ties. Okay, so that he get a rough idea. Okay, so wherever he has done the marking, there is keeping it. Yeah, he's taking that. Yeah, one thing you need to understand. Okay, when you keep this column lateral ties, isn't it, you can see here one hook is here, the other hook will come on this side, this is here, the other hook will come on this side. Okay, so that alternative placing you have to do it right from here itself. Then with the help of a binding wire you have to bind it. Okay, I'm going a bit forward now. Yeah, so up to here you are able to understand. Now they have passed one more rebar, you can see it here, no, they have passed one more rebar now. So why is that three rebars are short and three are bigger? So we'll come to understand all those things in the later part of the lecture. Why is that all the rebars are of not same length? Why three are full? Why three are half? We'll see that in the due course of the time. Okay, now this is another link. Okay, we call this as a links. You can see how they are kept it. They kept one here, the other one here. This facing, next facing. Alternate you have to do. If you do everything in the same way, it becomes a weak link. I don't want a weak link to happen, so that is why we're doing it alternate. So this is facing here. Next, you're going to put it here. Okay. Now, how do you decide all these things? That at what spacing you have to keep, how many lateral ties? One is a master ring, then the other ring, and the other ring. How do you decide all those things? For this, the structural drawings, it will be mentioned in the structural drawings. Based on that, we have to do it. So I'll be explaining you the structural drawings for the column. Okay, so I hope up to here you are able to understand. I'll go a bit forward now. Yeah, so finally we have done up to here. Now we are going to rotate it. You're getting my point, so that on the other side we can tie it properly. Okay, so it's like upside down. And now here top rebars we don't have, isn't it? Now we'll try to pass the rebar on the top. Now you can see that guy, he'll pass the rebar now. Yeah, I hope you are able to understand most of the things now. Okay, that is how. In the corner we'll give it first, okay, and then in the middle we'll pass it later. Okay, corner they have passed one ring, isn't it? Now again he is going to do the tying of that. Okay, I'll go a bit forward now. Yeah, a bit backward. So on the other side also we want to pass it, isn't it? So now he is passing on the other side. Make sure it is touching all the lateral ties. This is these are called as main reinforcement. Okay. Yeah, so we'll go a bit forward now. Yeah, so now you just concentrate on both the side. You concentrate here and also concentrate here. What is the difference? There we are preparing the column reinforcement, and then we'll go and keep it here. Here directly on the mesh itself we are doing it. So why these things are done? So it all depends. If your column size is very big, no, you cannot prepare a column cage here and then take it here, because it will take lot of labors to carry it here. Okay, so the best practice is that you do the reinforcement, column reinforcement cage on the site itself. So now you can see both the thing. On the left side they are preparing it on the side, on the right side they are doing it on one side, and then they are going to keep it there. Okay, so I'm going a bit forward now. It's the same thing you have to do. Yeah, you can see now how they are keeping it. So already you have done the column layout, if you remember, isn't it? They'll keep one lateral test, and through that they'll try to pass it. Yeah, you can see he has kept the column. This was the column marking, if you remember, we had done, and now he has kept one rebar here, and through this he is going to pass all the column main bars. So they have passed it, right? You can see through the column lateral test they have passed it. Now he is going to pass another through this. Okay, this is the other one. Whatever you were doing there, no, here on the practical on the site itself you have passed. And even in big MNC company, this is how we practice. We actually do it on the particular footing only. I mean, wherever is a footing, no, there only we try to do all these things. Okay, since in big companies and all, the footing, the column sizes will be very big. So in that case it's difficult for us to prepare the column reinforcement and then carry it here. Rather we do it on the site itself. Yeah, so I hope up to here you are able to understand. So you have to do the tying here with the help of a binding wire. I'll go a bit forward. Okay, so they are passing one more ring now. Okay, here they have finished at all the things. Okay, you can concentrate on both the thing now. And I think he's passing the last rebar here. Okay, you can see a lot of longitudinal bars we have passed, and this is last bar we are supposed to pass. Okay, so you can see a lot of reinforcement they have passed it. Okay, and finally this is how they are passing everything. You can see, no, they passed it here also, and finally there is one more rebar what they are supposed to pass. Okay, I'll go a bit forward. Yeah, finally they have done it. You can see 1 2 3 4 and all the rebars they have passed. Now how you are supposed to do, you have to pass this lateral ties in this way. See how they are passing the lateral ties. So in this way they are trying to pass all the lateral ties. So first we'll pass all the things once and then we'll try to tie it wherever we want. Okay, so see, this is your master ring, so it will pass through all the rebars. You can see the size, no? So this is a bigger one, no? So this bigger one has to go through all the longitudinal rebar, and the smaller one will pass only through the inner 4 bars. So this will pass only to the inner 4 bars. Okay, getting my point? This is a bigger one, so it will pass through all the 8 rebars. The one which is inside, it will pass only between the 4 rebars. So just a small caution you have to take while doing this. I mean, those people will take care of it. You don't have to worry. See, this is mastering, right? It will pass through all the rebars. So you can see this guy is bringing all the rebar closer, and through that they have passed it. Yeah, this is a smaller ring, isn't it? The next one what is passing, it's a smaller ring. It's a smaller ring. So only the inside 4 columns, 4 rebars, no, only through that is passing. You see, it will not pass through this outer one, not pass through this outer one. Only the inner 4 it's going to pass. Getting my point? So this is how you are supposed to do it. So I'll go a bit forward now. So up to here our concepts are clear, we are able to understand. Yeah, finally you see they have completely done that. Okay, you can see they have wherever the marking was done, right, they have tied it with the help of a binding wire. Yeah, yeah. So you can see, how they are tying it here. Okay, it's a bit time consuming work, but that is how you have to proceed. See all the marking you can see here. So wherever the marking has been done, the guy in the bottom, I mean the guy at the below, he's tying it. This guy is also tying it wherever it is supposed to be tied. Okay, so in this way you have to prepare all the column. I showed it for one column. The same procedure is adopted. Either you prepare in this way or you prepare it and then bring it to the place where you're supposed. Now what we are supposed to understand is, we need to understand what is this center to center distance, and how to understand all this lateral ties and all those things we'll be seeing in the upcoming lectures. Yeah, so finally all these things are done. We have completed all these things, and this is how your entire footing meshes are going to look. You can see how they kept the column reinforcement. So you can see the cover blocks, and this is the bottom mesh they have prepared. Forget about the top mesh. It's something not required for us, because it's a different way of detailing. Just try to understand how the sequence is being done. Okay, shuttering is also done, and you can see how the column reinforcement are kept. Whatever marking we are done, no, everywhere we have kept the column reinforcement. and this is the support what we have given. Okay, so that while concreting I don't want my column to go here and there, so that is why we have given this steel pipes as a support. These steel pipes I'm speaking of, we are given it as a kind of a support. Otherwise maybe due to air or maybe due while concreting you will try to displace here and there. So to keep it in a line way, or to keep it straight, we have kept it we have placed the steel yeah. So I hope up to here. Yeah, finally these people are doing a shuttering, and also you can see these people are placing the cover block, right? We know on the sides also we have to place the cover block. You can see how these people are placing the cover block, and how much it has to be, it is 50 mm. Okay, for the footing it has to be 50 mm. In some cases it will be 75 mm also if it is a very severe exposure condition, but 50 mm major most of the construction will practice 50, unless it is specified that you have to use 75, we will be using 75, otherwise 50 is what we are supposed to use. Okay, so completely this is how your footing looks now. All the things are completed, shuttering is also done, and these people are keeping the shuttering board here. Okay, actually you have to do the shuttering on all the four sides, but since you don't have space here and already we have done kind of a pieces here, it is okay, and that particular shape will be maintained here. Okay, otherwise you should do all the four sides. Yeah, yeah, finally we have started with the concreting. Now you can see we are doing the concreting of this, and now before the concreting, you know, you have to check all the checklist and all. Okay, I'll not be explaining again all those things. Then at the time of concreting also there are certain checklists to make sure whether the slum is happening properly or not, whether the laborers are doing the work properly or not, whether the vibrator is being used or not. We'll see all those things here, how they are doing the vibration. You can see this is a nominal mix what they have prepared. They are placing the concrete. This is a inclined shoot what we have kept. Okay, so everything is according to our checklist only. Inclined shoot they have done, and you can see this guy is using the needle vibrator, right? You see, so again everything is doing is happening according to the checklist here. So whenever you do the concreting, make sure you're keeping it in the evening time. Morning the temperature will be very high due to the sunlight and all, so quick water will get evaporated. So that is why try to keep it in the evening time, or if there's a temperature is little down, in that case we can start with the concreting. Okay, so this guy is using the needle vibrator. You can see how they are doing it. Yeah, and finally it's on the very next day we are doing the de-shattering work. Concrete is already set now. It's been 24 hours since we have done the casting of this, and finally this is how the de-shattering will happen. And also you can see these people are doing the curing. Okay, already there is a lot of water. You can see we have already done the curing here, and top we have spread the gunny cloth, and through this we are doing the curing. So finally we have got a very good surface. Now why we should get a very good surface? If I go to the checklist here, checklist after the concreting. Okay, what is written here? Is the line or level of concrete surface okay? Again check for the corrective action on the surface defects on exposed concrete, if any, like quantity of concrete poured, starting them, all these things you have to write. He is mentioning is the line or level of a concrete surface okay. That means see here now it is okay, right? It's not tilted or there is no much deviation, almost it is in a straight line. So we have done a very good work so far. So in this way checklist everything will be done. Okay, so this is checklist after concreting. See, this is after concreting is asking check for the suitable curing arrangement, right? Now we are doing a curing work, which is a good curing what we are doing. And check if the casting date is marked on the structure element. Usually for the footing we don't do, we usually do it for the columns and all. If you want to do it for the footing also, you can do it. You just have to write a name here. I mean, you just have to write date. For example, let us consider today is 15th March 1503 2022. Okay, I'll be writing it on the footing so that it will give me an idea that when this footing was casted and since how many days the curing is happening and all. So that is why this is a normal practice what we adopt. Smaller company we don't do that, bigger company we practice this. Okay, yeah. Again for the checklist, this is after the concreting, and at the time of concreting we have seen that, right? I think most of the checklist we have done. Then all these things you have to fill it: starting time of concreting, completion time of concreting, when the concreting got over, number of concrete cubes taken, slum test and all these things we'll see at the time of slab casting. We don't require it here. Okay, yeah. Yeah, now you can see all the de-shattering has happened, and this is how your concrete surface looks finally, right? So I hope you enjoyed this entire lecture, and we have seen everything right from the keeping the footing mesh up to the completion of the concreting and also the de-shattering we have done. I hope you have got an idea, and in the next lecture I'll teach you the other way how you usually do it in the traditional method. This is what we practice in a big construction company, and it's a good way of practicing. We haven't done much wrong here. Everything according to the quality and according to the checklist we have done. In the next lecture I'll show you how it is done in a local construction and what all are the corrective measures we need to take care of. So I hope you have enjoyed it here. We'll see you back in the next lecture. Thank you.